up, everybody? This is Trinity Gaming Analysis, and today we're going to be continuing our Xenoverse 3 series, and it's been a while, but we're picking back up with Xenoverse 3 Part 8 Combat System, Subpart 2 Beam Struggles, Physical Struggles, and Pushing Back Ultimate Attacks. So first we'll start with Beam Struggles. Now, Beam Struggles obviously need to make a return to the Xenoverse franchise and the Dragon Ball franchise in general. Those were a big part of the old games, and I know a lot of people really miss those as they add a great layer of dramatic effects such as they did in the shows. And it's a simple based on a button mash system, so you know, X, X, Y, B, A, however you want to do it, to be able to push back the ultimate, or just tap it rapidly to be able to push it back as well. However, it could be, you know, many different ways that they could go about doing this. Input button system gets faster and faster the more that you are pushing back against each other. So if you have two players, it's going to get faster and faster. The one that misses the most buttons is the one that ultimately gets hit. Every time a button is missed, beam gets closer to the person that missed, and if the struggle takes long enough, it'll explode in the middle and may cause damage based on how close the fighters are. So if it gets close enough to one fighter, but then they're holding it back still, it may just end up exploding, and it'll cause slight damage, but not as much damage as if it directly impacted the other fighter. Beam struggles can occur anywhere and at any time with almost any attack. I mean, obviously certain attacks that won't, like a Destructo Disc or a Death Beam. A Kamehameha would probably go through those, but most of the attacks they can collide. And struggles may have fighters' beam length start closer or further based on when the attack was activated, so it makes some beam struggles may take longer, some may be shorter. If you have somebody who's pretty much right up on you and you beam struggle, it's going to be pretty quick, but if you have somebody who's far away, it might be kind of a, you know, lengthy struggle. So let's get into beam struggles involving two or more friendly fighters. Since there can be more than one person on a team on our field at a time, struggles are different. So, like I said in one of my previous videos, I believe you should have 3-on-3s on the battlefield at once and stuff like that. Beam struggles, and if one fighter is in one, if their teammates get there in time, they can jump in to help push back, which slows their button input for the ally. So if a teammate comes and helps you, it'll actually slow the button input for you, and you can be able to hit the buttons much easier. If an enemy fighter sees the enemy is in a beam struggle, they can go knock them out of it for a free punch, which results in the cancellation of attacks. So if you're starting to lose and your ally sees that, they can actually go and punch the other person who is, you know, shooting the beam, and it'll knock them out of the attack, but the beams won't be cancelled indefinitely. Enemies can also shoot energy blasts, which will speed up the enemy's button input, making it more of a struggle. So similar to when Gohan and Cell were fighting, and then Vegeta came behind Cell and shot an energy blast, and it gave Gohan the advantage, kind of something like that. If more allies help and succeeded, damage output will be higher on a singular enemy. So if it's 3-on-3 and you have 3 enemies on one beam struggle, and the 3-on-1 beam struggle, you know, succeeds, the damage output is going to be much greater than if the damage is just by the singular person who was shooting the beam. Alright, let's talk about physical strength struggles. When a close clash occurs due to either two melee super attacks or fully charged heavy attacks, fighters lock hands and have a fast-paced volley of strikes, similar to Xenoverse 2. Similar to beam struggle, button input occurs, one person will push back if the other misses a button. Button input gets faster and faster, and damage caused will be based on number of button inputs. If it goes for a while, the damage will be lower. If it is quicker, damage will be higher. If it goes too long, the two fighters will kick off of each other and go back to a fighting stance. So, kind of like you see in the background, Vegeta and Boo, and how they collapsed hands and were trying to push each other back, or, you know, similar to Xenoverse 2 when they were doing a volley of strikes and stuff. That's going to be kind of how a physical strength struggle will go. If it involves 2 or more players, when entering a physical struggle, another teammate can attack the enemy to knock them out of it, or shoot attacks to knock them out of it. It will cancel the physical struggle and push the enemy away. When an enemy comes from behind, they can actually wrap up the enemy in a grapple/hold, while the front ally continues to punch and cause damage. This will only last so long and can be disrupted. So essentially, your enemy can come up to him and hold him and grapple him, while the front ally continues to, you know, throw a flurry of blows on him and cause more and more damage. Enemies stuck in a hold must make must mash specific buttons to get out of the hold. Alright, let's talk about pushing back ultimates. Certain ultimates can collide, others will overcome certain ultimates automatically. Ultimates can be pushed back or blocked, but will be extremely difficult to do. This will involve hitting a random series of buttons in a low amount of time. Successful ultimate attacks can be pushed back at the user. Fighters throwing ultimates goes into free moving mode if thrown back, and can either dodge by moving or using evasion skill, or it will hit them, but they only take half the damage if it's pushed back at them. Ultimate pushback with 2 or more teammates. Very similar to Xenoverse 2 boss pushbacks, so the giant, spherical black violet ball or whatever that the bosses would shoot out, and you have a whole team trying to push it back at the boss. That's kind of similar to how it would work. The team can help the initial teammate by either blasting it with supers or their own ultimates, or jumping in to increase the time to hit proper buttons to push back the ultimate. Likewise, fighters throwing the ultimate can have other fighters join to push the ultimate, similar to dual ultimate in Xenoverse 2, except you will help them with their button input and all that to be able to push it down on the enemy and take them out. This will increase the damage and lower the amount of time to push buttons. The allies of a person throwing the ultimate can also stagger opponents through attacking from the side or behind, but if they use physical attacks or go and hold the opponent, they will take 3/4 of the damage from the ultimate while the opponent takes full damage. So basically it's kind of a sacrificial play. They'll take 3/4 of the damage if they get there to hold them, and it'll cancel the opponent from being able to push it back. But like I said, they'll take damage in the process as well. So anyway, in conclusion, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Next time we'll start on part 9, which is the graphics overview of Xenoverse 3 and what I think it should look like. And I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And now I will be starting a new gaming channel, which will be Trinity Spartan Gaming. So go over there to see all sorts of gameplay from Call of Duty to Halo to Xenoverse to Ark and all different kinds of games. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.